It's really a message of mates who know mates for mates, I guess.
Here to do my 25 press-ups.
Hi guys, I've been nominated by John Jackson.
Day 17 of hashtag MatesOfMatesForMates.
Hashtag MatesOfMatesForMates.
Hey folks, day 21.
Mates for mates, helping mates.
Day 19 of the 25 and 25 challenge. Thank you, Smithy, for the nomination. A great cause, awareness around mental health and well-being.
Yeah, g'day. Day 13 here. I've just been contacted by a mate of mine asked mailing. Day 18 of my 25-day press-up 25-day challenge, which is all in aid of PTSD, anxiety, depression and awareness around suicide.
Day 15.
Day 3 for me. Got my buddy Marley with me. This is Marley, 9-year-old.
Morning everybody, day 18.
Day 16.
Day 23.
Day 11.
Day 25 of the 25-day 25 press-up challenge for mental health and well-being. As you can see, I've got a hat on. This is my father's hat. So yeah, I'll have a chat about that once it's done the May. Okay, let's do this May. Day 25, May.
Being day 18 means that 19 days ago Jacko nominated me for this challenge, and I have to confess that when he did nominate me I didn't really give it too much thought. It's one of these things that come through on a regular basis and do you really want to do it? And look, the kids gave me a bit of ribbing. Come on Dad, why do you want to do that? Look like an idiot, look like a silly bugger on Facebook doing press-ups. But actually, when I did start doing it and the more I got into it, I realised that it wasn't about the press-ups, but it's about the cause and it's about the communicating, and it's about this mates of mates for mates.
In Doug Avery's book, he talked about flying in the V, and how often we think we often have to fly at the front, and we quite often forget that there are others behind that can help carry the load, whether it be family or friends, or in a lot of cases partners.
I've got an incredible wife and a beautiful family and an amazing bunch of friends. So, you know, that's what gets you through, isn't it? So, you know, big shout out to all you people that, you know, have been in that position and get on with it.
Basically, recognising my father, my dad, who passed away in an accident on our farm back in January of 2013. I was at his side pretty much as soon as he had his accident, and looked after him until the ambulance arrived. He died in the ambulance on the way to hospital. After that, you know, suffered post-traumatic stress disorder, and I'm being honest and upfront. It was hard. You know, I had the symptoms. You know, avoiding situation, people. You know, especially if I ever saw an ambulance, or you know, flashbacks of the images of Dad. You know, lying there, and me caring for him and waiting for that ambulance. That was bloody terrible. yeah, and yeah, it took me a while. It took me a while to get through it. I mean, you never get over it. And I know some of you out there that you've probably been through the same thing, and you don't really link it to PTSD. But hey, Google PTSD and find out for yourself. You may be surprised that that's what you're going through.
So my message today is just say thank you to those that have been helping you, supporting you, or thinking of you.
I'm in front of one of my favourite cool old church in Madrid. It's called Francisco el Grande, I think, from memory. I was here a couple of years ago and I actually had been feeling pretty shitty. I was going through a lot of turmoil professionally, etc. at the time, and I was here working on my first project in Madrid, and Spanish people really embraced me and gave me a fresh start as a work professionally, which was awesome. And anyway, at the time I was wanted some additional crutches. I'd sort of rediscovered the delights of hard exercise and all these sort of things, the natural highs. And I went and saw got some professional help at the time, as Sheep said this morning. When I went and saw a really top psychiatrist here, and I was quite involved and quite confronting and all sorts of stuff. And they break down exactly what was wrong with you and blah blah blah. And he put me on a medicine called sertralina, which I've actually been on until sort of earlier this year. I finally came off it, and I feel a lot better for it.
Quite a few years ago, I got down a bit on the farm. Things weren't going well. It's never easy when you're working by yourself. I managed to kick myself up the backside and get through it. I know there are some people out there that find it, not that easy. But I do understand what you're going through, and I've been there. I've come out the other side. I do know the signs of it. If it's things are starting to get me down again. It's amazing how things do get a little bit easier when you tend to talk about them. At times you feel that there's no way out of that box that you're trapped in. But amazingly, one thing I've learnt that you can learn to look outside that box, and it's amazing how you can change things and life goes on.
I've suffered from depression on regular occasion, the worst being a bout of clinical depression that went for about 3 months. For those of you that are trying to detect it or see it in other friends, the characteristics are this. The person becomes reclusive. You don't want to see anyone, and that's part of the problem, is that you don't see anyone when you're crook, and as a result, something may go wrong during that present. You are really ill. It's a chemical process that's gone wrong in your brain, and it's like a virus or a cold or a broken leg. You've actually got something wrong with you, which is hard for other people to understand, and sometimes hard for yourself to understand. You're definitely suffering from depression if you've lost all generosity. You can't feel any empathy, you can't feel any love for anyone. Also too, if your brain's not functioning, if you can't read more than a couple of sentences, or you can't write, or whatever, you're pretty likely that you've got depression. And obviously it's accompanied by deep sadness, really deep sadness. You become so sad that you give up on crying, because you realise that crying is not going to help you. My advice, and I don't really like giving advice on these sort of things, is is to keep moving, never lose your momentum, keep taking one small step at a time. If you stop, you're screwed. So keep moving. And don't give up. Okay, here are my 25 press-ups.
People out there, don't feel alone. Talk to somebody, not just your partner. Talk to your neighbour. You know, just a chat's amazing. How having a bit of a yak, how things sort of seem a little bit easier, and just getting out there and carrying on.
Good morning, on day 15.
Look, it's real, you know. We all have our challenges. You know, I've got my challenges, same as every other bloke. So how do I deal with my stresses, with my challenges? For me, I like to exercise, always have. It's been my sort of a go-to place, escape place, where you focus on nothing but the pain that you're going through at the time. Look, and I really enjoy that. It's my place. But for everybody else, it's different, right? You know, I've got mates that like going fishing, they like going walking, they like bloody drinking a bottle of whiskey, whatever it is, to help them relax. So it's just important that you find what works for you. Good way to empty the tank. Have a good day. Be strong.
For those of you who are in good shape, maybe think about some of those farmers that have gone a bit quiet, that you haven't heard from. Maybe touch base with them, and if they're not so good, contact your local Rural Support Trust representative.
You never know when you're going to get struck down with this damn thing, or the black dog, as they call it. And sometimes it's hard to even know what the triggers are. But the key is to work out the triggers and then work out a plan to get yourself better. And what I know from previous experience, a big part of that plan is reaching out to those close to you and your friends. I was very fortunate in my circumstance that my beautiful wife Emma was completely onto it, and she reached out to my great friends, and that was the start of the road of recovery for me.
Generally, friends don't have a bloody clue what's going on, and to be honest, they can't really help directly, but what they can do is to help those that are around or are directly supporting a person with mental illness, i.e. wives, husbands, kids, etc., and to just help them get what needs to be done, because often they're the people that have the greatest influence and have a better understanding and know what needs to be done. So if you are a friend of someone who's crook, help the people that are directly around your mate that's not feeling so well. That's one way you can really help.
Day 25 of the Press Up Challenge.
Day 25. It's here in Plaza dos de Mayo.
Day 25.
So I've just had a mean workout. I've been on the punching bag for the last half an hour. I've done tricep workout. So cardio wise and muscle wise, I'm absolutely shagged. So why am I telling you this? Well, I'm about to do 25 push-ups as part of this 25 push-up challenge. And I guess to try and translate that into life, right? You can work hard, you can fight hard, set yourself goals, be absolutely exhausted, but you still got to get through your goals, right? You still got to push through. If it takes you a bit longer than what you planned, that's okay. If I can't do 25 push-ups right now, that's not a failure. That means I've given it my best shot, and giving it your best shot's actually okay too. So, a bit of a correlation maybe between physical fitness and life.
You're not always going to come first, you're not always going to get there when you thought you'd get there. But the real challenge, I guess, is just to get there any way that you can. Whether it's a walk, a crawl, or a sprint, just focus on the end goal and just keep going.
So that's it for me, guys and girls. It's been a bit of fun for a great cause, and I'm now going to head back to the Marmite and catch up with my mates. They're good bastards. Cheers.
Well done. Turn it off, Marley.
Turn it off, boys.